Hi guys! I don't have much of an introduction, so I'm just gonna get right into the questions. Question number one, why are you so interested in Israel Keys? I've been asked this many times in a number of different ways, and I hope that this explanation will be sufficient. One of the main reasons is because of the limited information that we have of Keys and the fact that he's no longer here. So we know that in March of 2012, he was arrested in Texas. 9 months later, just under 9 months later, December 2nd, 2012, he killed himself. He committed suicide in an Anchorage correctional facility. And that entire time, basically no one knew who he was. He worked with the FBI and was able to stay off the radar. So by the time we all heard of him, he was already dead. By comparison, if we look at someone like John Wayne Gacy, he was apprehended in 1978 and executed in 1994. So we have 16 years of him on death row. He even wrote a book called A Question of Doubt, which you can buy for like $3,500 or something, $5,000, I don't know. You know, during that time he did an exclusive interview and then he was executed. If we look at someone like Ted Bundy, for example, he was first apprehended in 1975. In 1977, he escaped twice. And then afterward, when he was caught after the Florida sorority house murders, he was in prison on death row for 11 years before he died, or before he was executed in 1989. So we have, I guess, a total of about 14 years for Ted and multiple interviews. He has the whole confessions, the whole like Ted Bundy tapes that were conducted. He also helped the FBI with Gary Ridgway. He was asked to help on the Green River Task Force case. They asked him questions about, you know, Gary Ridgway's mental state and so forth. If we look at Gary Ridgway is still alive. Gary Ridgway was apprehended in 2001. It's now 2022. The guy's been in prison for 21 years. You can go write him a letter right now if you feel like it. He's 73 years old. And not just Gary Ridgway. You can go write a bunch of serial killers that are still alive. BTK, Son of Sam, Wayne Williams, Ed Kemper, Paul Bernardo. Carla's alive too, but she's out and about. Hasn't been incarcerated for a good minute. Anyways, yeah, we don't have any of that with Israel Keys. He still has caches that are buried out there. So that's the main reason. Another reason is that I was actually in Egypt when Keys was in Egypt. I was a kid. My father is military and we spent a lot of time overseas moving. And in 2001, here's an adorable picture of me in front of the pyramids. But in 2001, we were in Egypt, and I've also been to Israel many times, to Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, and the multinational force observers base that he was stationed at in the Sinai. My family would go to the Sinai all the time at Sharm el-Sheikh and Nuweiba. The base was closer to Sharm el-Sheikh, I believe, but that's like a 6-7 hour drive to Tel Aviv, I think. But we would go there and like there are all these resorts and stuff. So we drove past that base. It's just kind of a weird little overlap, like having a strange upbringing already. And then he's the only serial killer that I know of who has been over there. So that was particularly interesting to me. But I'm going to move on to the next question. Your research is incredible. How did you learn to be so thorough? Thank you. And I don't know, that's just the way that I am. I ask a lot of questions. If I'm interested in something, I want to know as much as I can about it, you know, unless I lose interest. But I have 2 degrees. in film and journalism. But also, if I get something wrong, I really I want to know that it's wrong so I can be correct in the future. I have the right information. Anyways, next question. When is your book release? So I am going to be talking about my book in another video, but I wanted to mention it here so that you guys are aware of it. I have news coming out about that very soon. What's your favorite color? I really like an army green. Yeah, I like green. What kind of white person are you? The really pale kind that burns in the sun. I know that my mom's side is Swedish. My dad's side, I think they're like English and Dutch or something. Maybe English and Welsh. I don't remember. What's your favorite place to travel to? My house. Who are you doing your next in-depth study on? Gary Michael Heidnik. Gary was a weird guy. He once survived eating a light bulb in a failed suicide attempt, and he used to sign his name as GM Kill. I've been working on this for a while, on and off. So hopefully that's going to be in 2 parts. That's going to be a special edition Death Row Last Meal documentary episode. Yeah. Who is the serial killer that everyone else is interested in that you couldn't care less about? Well, I can't speak for everyone else, but I do know that there is a lot of interest in this guy. And it's ironic because I've had multiple comments saying that I look like a fan of his, whatever that means. Richard Ramirez. I don't know why, but the guy really annoys me. I have finally, I read about him and, familiarized myself somewhat with the whole case. But, yeah. No. Have you ever wondered what you would do if Keyes had targeted you in a remote/secluded place? Yes. What is your favorite movie? This is a hard one because I'm a big film buff and I love movies. Some of my favorites I think are heavily nostalgic for me because I watched them so many times. I love The Aviator and Empire of the Sun. I really love Murder by Numbers. I remember seeing that one just so long ago, and I've seen it a dozen times since, and I loved it so much. But there are just a lot. I have favorite directors, and I'll just watch all of their stuff. I told you this was a difficult question. I am always down to watch a Marx Brothers movie, Monkey Business, Duck Soup, Coconut Grove, A Night at the Opera, The Marx Brothers Go West. There's so many. Anyways, I'll just leave that at that. Kind of answered your question. Oh, and The Bad Seed.
I thought I seen some mean little gals in my time, but you're the meanest. You want to know how mean you are? 'Cause I'm mean.
I love that movie. How did you get into true crime? I just did. I just gravitated towards that as an interest from a young age. I don't know, watching murder mystery movies as a kid, film noir and stuff like that. Watching Psycho and The Maltese Falcon. Yeah, I don't know, just always an interest. So that was the last question, and I hope that you guys found this interesting. Please, if you have any new questions or any questions that piggyback off of something that I said, please feel free to ask, and I'm sure I'll do another Q&A at some point. Anyways, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Victoria Evans. Be safe out there.